All right, it says we're live.
Right.
Okay, first things, before we start with the support items, if you're listening to this after the fact, if you wait 24 hours, you get to see the chat.
Yes.
Yeah.
If you don't, if you listen to it today, i.e. Tuesday, you won't see the chat.
Yeah, it takes like 24 hours to populate.
It takes 24 hours to populate. And on that note,
That's your cue.
Yeah, I just okay.
Somebody must have had a question about chat.
Yeah.
If you like to keep your air conditioning running because it's 76 degrees out there in January in North Texas.
It's supposed to be warmer tomorrow.
I know, right?
it was not 76 this morning. Trust me.
Oh no, it was not, but it is now. Weather here is guano psychotic.
Yeah.
Ko-fi.com, the bike and forward. Everything will help keep the air conditioning going
And the lights on.
until we need, the heater.
Yeah.
You like coffee, and boy, we liked coffee today. King Harvest Imperial Coffees at www.kingharvest.com. I really, really recommend anything from Ethiopia. Good stuff.
Any of their coffee.
Not illegal Ethiopians, but Ethiopian coffees. And let them know you heard about it from us. Okay. Among the Leaves Tees for your Smart Aleck t-shirt needs. tinyurl.com/Among the Leaves Tees. Friend of ours. He has over 100 t-shirts, most with snarky comments.
Smarky top.
Smarky comments. It's going to be one of those days. Let them know you heard about it from us.
Yeah, we've got a number of things to chat about.
Spicy start to 2026.
Yeah. How many of you have already screwed up a check this year?
Nope.
I haven't had to write a check yet this year.
I
Also,
did.
because I do the art every day and I
Yeah.
date it, I've been writing the date repeatedly. I will screw it up at some point.
Yeah, I screwed up this
I
morning.
want to get rid of 2025 so badly. I happily write 2026.
I wanted to pay a bill this morning, and she handed it back to me and says, it's 26. And of course, I didn't have a spare check with me. So I had to go back to the house, get another check.
Line initial change.
She wouldn't accept it.
No.
Yeah,
Well, that's not
can't say it. I
fair.
blame them. Yeah, I don't write checks. Have my credit union send them out. Yeah. That's good until the credit union decides to screw a bunch of them up.
That's on them, not us.
Yeah.
Man, spicy start to 2026. I gotta say that.
Yeah.
Woo!
Yeah, Maduro, I'm going to say, got what he deserved.
Ran his mush.
Yeah.
Probably should not have done that.
Yeah. And interestingly enough, the Swiss, the Cayman Islands, and I forget which other bunch of bankers have all frozen all of Venezuela's accounts.
Yep.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
So even if he gets off, he can't go get his.
He ain't gonna get off. I've read the probable cause.
Yeah. A lot of people are saying that Bondi screwed up by doing it in New York. It's federal. It's not state.
Yeah, but I would have found a different. I would have tried to find a different federal court. Southern District, New York, will see Trump on there.
Yeah.
And why make it harder on yourself than you got to?
Yeah.
And again, it wasn't Bondi. This indictment's from 2020.
Yeah.
So I don't know who was the attorney general at the time, but I personally would try to get a indictment in a different.
Yeah.
Like
I would have indicted it in Florida myself.
Yeah, Miami.
Yeah. The other thing that's going to be interesting is what is Cuba and China going to do? Cuba, because interesting little bit that came out that I saw float through yesterday. 32 Cubans were killed when they took
Maduro. 32 Cuban special forces officers were killed.
Yeah.
Little wishful thinking there with when they took Mandami.
Well, I was going to get to Mandami.
Yeah, I know.
Maduro was apparently using Cuban security forces for his personal bodyguards.
Yeah.
And the Cubans sent 20 or 30 special forces officers to be his personal bodyguard.
Yeah.
And Maduro had a Cuban security team because he didn't trust the Venezuelans.
What does that say about your people?
Lots.
Yeah. The estimate is there are 10,000 Cubans, Cuban military and Cuban intel people embedded in Venezuela.
What's even better, from my personal, what gives me the warm fuzzies, is the Russians sent a colonel general over there in charge of the Equatorial Response Team.
Yeah.
Who was there to teach the Venezuelans. As soon as we started blowing shit up, the Russians sent this colonel general to make sure the Venezuelans were up and running on Soviet anti-air capability.
A300, A300s,
S-300s.
or S300s, yeah.
And he was there, apparently in his jammies and his fluffy bunny slippers, when things went south.
Yeah.
And all the people he taught, well,
think about this. Now, you and I both know they bought Russian equipment
and Chinese.
and Chinese. They bought export
They brought the Russian export versions,
and the Chinese
And
export version.
and they bought the Chinese Timu 2023 catalog of anti-aircraft.
Yes.
But we know this. But Russia and China have been running their sucks about how it's all that in a bag of chips and will defeat American
Technology.
air superiority.
Yeah.
They've been running their mouths. That's how they're selling it. They're telling everybody that this export S-300 will defeat anything the Americans throw at you.
And you ask them about Syria and they go, oh, that wasn't our fault.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Comrade, why is Leroy exploding? Actually, it wasn't exploding. He just got shut off.
Oh, it got shut off, then it exploded.
Maybe.
They blew them to hell.
Yeah.
And the really great part is the E6 Growler.
Yeah.
Isn't that a 1980s plane?
No,
No,
1990s.
1990s. So the Timu and Stinger skis got axed by 1990s tech,
Mhm.
American 1990s tech. That's 3 decades old, comrade. Hey, Frank, how's your liver doing?
Yeah, that's a good question, Rick. How much of the SAM gear was either shut down or sold off to the ISIS?
Oh, not a lot, because the Russians had a colonel general and a kill squad there. I'm sorry, technical advisors.
Yeah.
To make sure that the Venezuelans were up and running.
Yeah.
If Colonel General Novichok, high-rise apartment,
Yeah.
had and his Spetsnaz team had walked on and not found S-300, people had started dying.
Yeah, Todd, we did in fact say the Growler, not the Prowler. Prowler was the A6B. That was 1960s technology.
Growler.
Yeah, bombing the mausoleum was just,
That was the chef's kiss.
yes.
That was the final fuck you on the way out the door.
Yeah.
It was glorious.
The notification thing was interesting. And that was why I had Mondami on the mind, because Mondami has been caught in his first official lie. He said he had been briefed
Oh, yeah. Yeah, yeah.
on the Maduro takedown. Well, in fact, he does not have a clearance, has never been briefed by the government. And if he was briefed, it was by Democratic operatives.
That commie pinko Islamist shouldn't get briefed on anything except the price of dog food.
Yeah. The correct people were informed at the correct time, i.e., they were told as the attack went in.
As Maduro landed in New York.
Now they got enough warning that he'd already been taken and was on his way to Iwo Jima. Yeah, I doubt that he will ever get a clearance, Rick. I agree with you.
Yeah, he shouldn't. He doesn't have the background for it.
Yeah. Jesse, there There have been rumors of leaks. Nobody has officially said that anything was leaked. It probably
If they
was.
told any Democrats it got leaked.
Yeah. Yeah, the price of goats at Gracie Mansion. Subway and multiple pizza deliveries in Arlington, you first.
He's not lying.
Yeah.
Is that snack shop at the center of the Five-Side Postal Palace in the center of the yard still?
Ground Zero still open? Hell yes.
Okay.
It's where everybody goes for lunch every day.
Used to close at 5 o'clock.
Yeah, I actually took Jay Grazio and his family out there for lunch. Wanted to give him a tour.
Used to close about 5-ish, and when and occasionally it'd stay open late.
Yeah. The reason it was called Ground Zero Cafe, certain entities got their hands on Russian targeting for the ICBMs. And one of the photographs of the target was the Pentagon. And the X was over the cafe in the center of the Pentagon. And they promptly changed the name of the little cafe to the Ground Zero Cafe. Yeah. Yeah, Jesse, the Pentagon Pizza Index is a real thing.
Yeah. It ain't lying.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Colonel General, what's his name, probably should stay out of any high-rise apartments because this was not his first fuck up. He was the
It was the same one that was in Syria.
Yeah, he was Pooty Poot's. Sorry, in joke. He was Pooty Poot's hand-picked guy for Dnipro.
Yeah,
and failed.
Yeah,
he was supposed to take the Dnipro and didn't, and surprisingly did not choke on polonium. Bit shocked myself, but got turfed off to Venezuela and fucked up again.
Yeah, well, he was also the one that was in Syria.
Was he?
Yeah. When their air defenses collapsed.
Timu 2023 defense budget.
Time for a quick run to Argentina and hope he speaks German. Yeah, that too. I do have to make one sad announcement. I'm making it here for the first time. Yeah, he'll fall and drown in a non-existent pool.
Sudden onset Russian heart disease.
Yeah. There will not be a Fool's Con this year. Reason being, the prices are going up faster than the money is. So I have decided that we will not do Fool's Con because I simply cannot afford the upfront money that it would take to get everything set up. So I apologize. If you were planning on coming, ain't going to happen. We may do a quarterly dinner in March.
Roll over, go back to sleep.
Yeah. Or roll over and go back to sleep. Your choice.
Yeah, the whole, I don't think people quite understand the
Bill, it was around 50 people.
Second and third order effects around our the grand yoinkening in Venezuela. The third order ripples are going to go around for a while.
Yeah.
I don't want to give Trump much credit. I don't think he's that deep of a thinker. But that's one thing he's done. There are major second and third order effects that we're not going to see. We're not going to see the end of for a decade or more.
Yeah. One of the things is going to be oil.
Well, you've got China just took it in the neck.
Yeah.
In more ways than one. They had their Chinese tech that they told everybody when they were selling it could defeat anything the Americans could field.
Yeah.
Hell, oops. So they just took a hit in the prestige.
Yeah.
Oil coming out. The oil coming out of Venezuela. Everybody knows Venezuela has the largest oil field in the world, right?
Yeah, it's also the shittiest oil in the world.
But it's still oil.
Yeah.
And China was relying on that. Well, now that's gone.
So was Cuba.
Yeah. So now China is sitting across the West Taiwan is sitting across the Taiwan Straits, wondering how bad it's going to suck trying to get air dominance over American supplied Taiwan
Yeah.
before, coming through HIMARS fire across the strait.
Yeah.
So this is changing a whole bunch of strategy, up to including their defense of Three Gorges.
Yep.
Because they've got their best Timu 2024 air defense stuff at Three Gorges because they know it's a tactical strategic target. Now they don't know if they can stop a B-1 coming in.
And they also don't know if it's going to fall down on its own.
No kidding. So that's China. China's got to throw the dice and start again from scratch. Russia, well, there's Russia.
Yeah.
Haven't
Cuba is looking at
Cuba's fucked.
not only oil, but also food.
Yeah.
Those were the two things they were getting from Venezuela.
And
that was
money.
the payoff for the Cubans supplying them with various entities to do various things inside the government.
And money in Cuba is teetering on the brink. Then you've got Iran, who, if everybody will remember, a day or so prior to the Grand Yoinkening, Trump said, don't touch the students. There'll be repercussions if you do. And Iran went, ha ha. And now Iran's going, because repercussions just showed up at 2 a.m. and yoinked the president.
Yep. And Colombia's a little nervous.
As they should.
So is Mexico now, along with a few other South American countries. The Monroe Doctrine has come back into play.
Well, it never should have gone out of play.
True. Just think if the Monroe Doctrine had had carriers.
It does now.
Yeah.
And I love the fact that Delta went into this, because this way we won't get 13 movies and 45 book deals out of it like would have if DevGru had done it.
Yeah, but DevGru actually provided support to them to get them out.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they aren't hiding up in the Starlink constellation. Sure. Yeah.
So they're, Iran's going, oh, because, Trump said, don't do it. And they went, ha ha, whatever. And then he demonstrated.
Yeah.
Fuck around and find out. And now Khomeini's going, is my safe room locked enough?
Yeah.
Matter of fact, it wouldn't surprise me if the Grand Mufti of Tehran and Khomeini showed up on Pootie Poot's doorstep tomorrow in the AM.
Yeah. And Kim Il-jong, yeah, he's kind of looking over his shoulder right now, too.
Well, you notice all of a sudden he started doing missile testing again. I'm tough.
Yeah.
It's, the crawdad defense. I'm tough. Don't fuck with me.
Yeah.
Shut up.
Yeah, Tom is correct. Persia's putting the band back together again.
And the Shah, I guess he's the Shah now. The Shah's son, Shah of Iran's son, who's been in the U.S. since 79.
Pahlavi.
Yeah, Pahlavi. He's now
in Egypt.
Is he then?
Yes.
That was stupid.
He's moving closer.
I wouldn't be in Egypt. I might have gone to Dubai. I wouldn't be in Egypt.
Well, either he or his double was seen in Egypt.
Because Egypt is full of Iranian agents. The Muslim Brotherhood that rampages through Egypt is Iran-backed. So I would not be anywhere. I wouldn't. That was.
Yeah, JC, you're right. Pahlavi did call for mass protest. If the timing's right, he's good. If not, yeah, there's a lot of people going to get disappeared.
I suspect that Pahlavi called for protest after they started.
The whole thing started over monetary.
Mm-hmm.
This was not started by the students or the populace.
It
was started by the merchants.
Yeah, shopkeepers.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he called for protest after they started.
Well, and right now Iran's got a huge problem with water, and that is one of your fundamental.
Tehran does, which is
the whole country does.
Whole country.
No, but Tehran does, which is even better.
Yeah.
Well, it's one of your fundamental, absolutely must-have
Yeah.
is water, drinkable water.
The crown jewel of the mullahs is Iraq, is Tehran.
Yeah.
Qom and Tehran. And Tehran is so bad out of water, it's sinking. Y'all realize it's actually subsiding, right?
Yeah.
And the mullahs decided that they were going to move umpty bump hundreds or thousands of miles across the Iranian desert to the Persian Gulf to a barren beach and build a new city,
Yeah, we know how well that's going to work.
new capital city. Wow, guys, y'all are morons. But let us not stop our enemies while they're making a mistake. Shopkeepers are done.
Tehran was something else back in the 70s when I was there.
Oh, God.
The women.
The Iranian people were.
Yeah. And the friggin' cars. I will never forget walking down the street in Tehran, hearing this rumble and looking over, and it was a brand new Pontiac Firebird Trans Am rumbling down the street in Tehran.
No, I like Persians, Iranians. I don't. If I said one time, and I mean this with every fiber of my being, if some jinn were to give me the ability with one stroke of my knife to cut every mullah's throat, I would do it without a second thought and with a smile on my face, and I would sleep well that night.
Yeah.
I do not like the mullahs. I have personal reasons. Do not like them. But the Iranian people, I don't mind. I really don't. They tend to be smarter than your average Bedou.
Yeah.
Well, they're not Arabs. They're not Bedou. They're not Arabs.
They're Persian.
They're definitely Persian. They tend to be smarter, more disciplined. Before the mullahs got there, Iranian or Persian fighter pilots back during the Shah time of the Shah were shit hot fighter pilots.
They were. Yes. Catherine Bell. Yes, Persians.
Mm-hmm.
Mike, you're dead on the money. You keep the water and the lights on and you're good.
Yeah.
Most places. However,
well,
Tehran has not been able to do either one of those.
That and the money dropped from 50 to $1, whatever reals, whatever.
Yeah.
50 to the dollar to I think 137,000 to the dollar overnight.
Yeah.
And Iranian shopkeepers know they know their monies.
Yeah.
And woo, apparently they got pissed.
Yeah.
Can't say I blame them.
Yeah, I knew a Iranian who got out just ahead of the massacres in the late 70s, and he lived over in Texarkana.
Mm-hmm.
And he was a former officer, and he was he never actually stated what he did. I don't think he was Savak.
Good. Savak were some bastards.
Yeah.
Savak was the Iranian secret police.
But I think he was Loggy.
Probably. We knew this. We knew an Iranian high up colonel, I think, Iranian fighter pilot. And he got his wife and his 2 daughters the hell out. And oh my God, his wife was a stunner. And
Yeah.
his eldest daughter was flat, jaw-dropping gorgeous. And the younger one was getting there. And about a year after the body quit bouncing, the mullahs reached out and told him he needed to return home and all his sins would be forgiven.
Yeah.
And the
Right.
the dumbass went back.
Yeah. And he's dead.
I don't know. I do know that there is what would be a 58-year-old woman with the sweetest disposition, gorgeous, sweet disposition, absolutely lovely person who has spent most of her life, several decades in that country. And I would kill every one of the bastards.
Yeah. Yep, you're correct, JC. The techs who built the water system were, in fact, Israeli. And they have not maintained it. and they siphoned off most of the water for their nuclear production. So even the stuff that should have been going to the populace
Mhm.
didn't get there.
And the mullahs were selling off the rest to keep their coffers stoked.
Yeah.
Oh, it's worse than that, though, too. They were building dams and infrastructures using engineers who had gotten their position sheerly through nepotism, had absolutely no idea what they were doing, and now it's literally collapsing.
Yeah.
What do they call it? Building with sand? It's
Yeah.
similar to the tofu drags in China.
Inshallah maintenance, yes.
Mm-hmm.
It was worse than inshallah maintenance. There's nothing to maintain.
Yeah.
They didn't used to have inshallah maintenance. Like I said, they used to be shit hot.
Yeah.
The Iranian engineers in the 70s were good.
Yeah. And if you screwed up, you paid for it.
Mhm.
Remember that,
Mm-hmm.
because I saw that down at Bandar Abbas once. There were some weird rules over there. Yeah, again, not Arab. Yeah.
No, they weren't. Zada, the daughter of that colonel, had the biggest blue-green eyes you've ever seen. Holy crap. And she was paler than I was. Her wife, or her mom was smoking hot.
Yep.
I remember the colonel and the missus pretending not to notice. As me and Zada were sitting in the yard. And sweet people. Sweet people. And that dumbass took them back.
Persians and Eurasian women.
That dumbass took them back.
Yeah.
I swore an oath. I don't care.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah, Johnny, there are some places. Yeah, Ringo's got a few stories too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, James, the oil business in the Middle East, by and large, has always been political.
Oh yeah. Oil business. When you have that much money and that much power,
Yeah.
it's gonna be political, no matter what.
I don't know about Iran. I do know about Saudi Arabia.
I do.
My dad was over there at the start back in the 30s.
Mhm.
And they always put a crown prince in charge,
Oh yeah.
but there was always an American that was number two. And up until a few years ago, I knew the guy that was the number two over there for Aramco. And one of my trips out to Fifth Fleet, he actually came over from Saudi and met us. And he came over in his up-armored Yukon, built in Houston, with his Saudi guards.
I wouldn't trust Saudi guards.
Well, they were from the prince's family.
Mhm.
So they had a vested interest in keeping the ass alive. His ass alive. But it was an interesting evening because he told us quite a few things that were going on behind the scenes, and the fact that he was getting ready to retire back to the States. And he did not know who was going to come in behind him, because the person that he wanted to come in, the prince did not like.
Mm.
Even though this guy was the most qualified person to come in. And he was also the one that reminded me of the story about never putting the drape on the last window. Because as soon as you do that, you're going to leave. That's the story of the oil business. Once you hang the last drape, you're done. Within 6 months, you're gone.
There was a ADCAP, which was the Emirates version of Aramco. The American number two over there had Gurkha bodyguards, which just annoyed the Emiratis something fierce.
Yeah.
We have provided you bodyguards. He said, yes, I provide my own. Thank you. Hey, Gurkhas. And finally, the one of the crown princes called him in and said, you will sack these men. You will tell them to leave. You tell them.
Yeah.
He kept his Gurkhas.
Yep. Yeah, Rick, he basically, the prince wanted, my understanding or the story that I got was the prince wanted one of his sons, brothers, something or other, some relation to come in and take over.
Son number 37.
Yeah. One of the ports.
He'll be in charge of this. He's a
And
moron.
the number 3 guy said, like hell, he's dumber than dirt. All he does is go to Bahrain on Wednesday and drink until Friday night. And he's never bothered to learn anything, so I will not accept him.
Oh, my shocked face.
Yeah.
That never happens.
Yeah. And apparently that set the prince off, to put it mildly. But he did not send the sons, brothers, whatever to that port. So apparently the truth was out. But that set number 3 on the bad side of the prince.
Yep.
Little smiling men with big knives, yes.
Gurkhas make great bodyguards.
They, especially when they start smiling, that's when you really need to get worried. Yeah, Rick,
Playboy wrestling. They're all Playboy.
Yeah.
Every one of them.
we were sitting out at the Ritz-Carlton. We had had a day off, strangely enough. Mike probably remembers this, having been there at the same time. Usually they took Saturday off. That was kind of a day off for the staff and everybody else. Well, we had gotten in on Thursday, so we had a meeting Friday, and then had a follow-on meeting scheduled, but not until Monday. So we went over to the big mall in Bahrain. And since we were out that way, by the way, that mall was something else. You walk in, and all these stores have Arabic lettering. And then down in the corner, they have English. Armani, Tiffany's, you know them. Well, you go upstairs where the food mart is. It's Pizza Hut, Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Burger King.
No, it wasn't Burger King. 3 or 4 other American brands. And then off in the corner is a Buffalo Hut. Well, we're seeing all these guys with the headscarves and gold ropes.
Mhm.
So they're princes.
Pounding down Kentucky Fried Chicken. If you're in the Emirates or over there, find the nearest Nando's or Coco Ichibanya and eat there.
Yeah.
Honestly.
So we decided we're going to sneak across to the Ritz-Carlton because neither one of us had ever been there. It had a good reputation. So we go in to grab something, and we're sitting in the bar waiting on the food to come up. Don't ever order a BLT over there, by the way.
Oh, beef bacon.
No,
Or,
can't stand that shit.
or mutton bacon.
Ooh, no.
Mutton
yeah.
bacon.
Mutton. Ooh. There's
And
not-
we're
there's
watching-
not enough hot sauce in the
Yeah.
world, guys.
We're watching these guys get bottles of high-end booze delivered to the table. And 3 or 4 of them would drink the entire bottle, order another bottle.
Mhm.
Or they were ordering champagne, Crystal, or the top-end Dom Perignon by the bottle.
Yeah.
And getting absolutely slam-hammered. And, we're just kind of sitting there watching it. Every once in a while, the bartender would leave. 3 or 4 guys would come in, and I'm talking gorillas, would come in, drag the drunk ones out. It'd be replaced by another set. And that went on for hours.
Yeah. It's like I remember somebody, this is back when Syria was allegedly on our side. Hey, Ian, where the hell's the Syrian contingent? What? Somebody's lost the Syrians. Check every topless bar in Fayetteville and find the Syrians.
Yeah, Rick, they would take the, that's why we found out they were doing the Ritz-Carlton, because they all had pads at the Ritz-Carlton that they kept permanently reserved.
You know, somebody that's all following a religion, it's a very, all very medieval and stuff. Trying to get an Arab or a Syrian or any Arab out of a titty bar is
good luck with that.
bring a crowbar.
Yeah, Vietnam, yeah. Yeah, the thing is, they would always go back across the bridge. Saudi built a bridge to Bahrain simply so they could come over and drink and not have to fly. But they would all go back on Friday night, stone cold sober.
Well, Friday is a Muslim holy day, so.
Yeah. Or I'm sorry, they would go back Thursday night so they'd be sober for Friday. So Wednesday and Thursday were their drinking days. Yeah, Allah does not smile on Bahrain. The fun part was the flagellist in Bahrain.
Oh God, those idiots.
Yeah, they use real barbed wire and or chains when they're hitting themselves. And we had been out to see the Tree of Life, which is actually in Bahrain, on the island of Bahrain. It's out in the middle of nowhere.
Oh, okay. I was thinking something totally different.
Yeah. Well, it's supposedly the oldest tree in the world. And it has no protection. People can drive right up to it. They can sit under it.
It's because I know those mad bastards, and if they thought you did something, they just cut your hands off.
Yeah. So we're driving back into town, and all of a sudden we get stopped by the Bahraini police.
Oh, yay.
And, he comes up to the window, and I'm driving. He goes, go this way. You turn now. And I can hear voices up, ahead of us.
Turning it, as you say, sir, turning out.
And TA said, well, what's going on? He said, flagellates. Okay, we leave now. So we went back to the Gulf, which is where we were staying. And so we pulled into the parking lot. They search every car. And I'm talking underneath the car, whole 9 yards. And the guards have loaded submachine guns and the safeties are off.
Yeah, and they're Arabs, and their weapons safety ain't all that in a bag of chips.
No. But the one guy said, have you seen anything? And we said, yeah, we got redirected around the flagellates. And he gets his, them again.
They could fix that.
Yeah. They will never enter the souk, however.
Because a souk will beat them stupid and leave them piled at the entrance.
Well, they won't be there anymore. They will disappear.
Don't mess with the souks.
Yeah.
The souk it's going to be one of the oldest parts of the city. Whatever Arab's Middle Eastern city you're in, the souk will be one of the oldest parts. Don't mess with it.
Yeah.
Most Arab countries, the souks have their own law. Do not mess with the souks.
Johnny, there actually is a Rick's American bar in Bahrain. It was started as a joke, and
there are so many things that start as jokes that
it's actually a good place to eat. And a lot of folks frequented that for lunch.
A certain publishing house I know started on a dare.
Yeah.
but not a joke.
Yeah, I was there.
much.
The expression on your face that day.
Yeah, no kidding. Speaking of, don't know if we've Raptor Press is standing up an audiobook division.
We are still very much in the research mode. Although we're willing to take input from actual consumers of audiobooks, because one of the things that we're contemplating is whether or not we want to bother with Audible.
I don't.
No.
Unfortunately, it's the largest market out there. I'm not sure we can get away from it.
I'll do things. Fuck it. I'll do it my way.
No, Johnny, it was not a lunch buffet or a gentleman's club. It was a real restaurant.
Fuck it. I'll do it my way. Seems to be working for me so far.
Yeah. And as long as it is, keep going.
It seems to be working so far. We are. We have, that's one option, is we have a great deal of voice. We have a very large pool of voice talent. Another option is an AI reader. We are,
Yeah.
I've got two guys, and I've said, figure it out. And I went off to write an introduction. Keith Duke and Brian Nadd are the Raptor Press audio guys and audiobook guys, and they're doing research right now. And once the
And Keith is an audio guy for a
Yep.
living.
yeah,
Yep.
and once they've got, we'll be up sometime, probably Q1 or Q2 of this year. We'll be up, and I told them that I wanted the boys' books
To be priority for the audio.
Yeah. I realize that AI readers are not all that in a bag of chips,
They are a lot better than most of y'all are thinking.
but they also don't need royalties. And I can't afford to pay people right now. Sometime in the future, I intend to have an in-house audiobook division, that a studio and everything, and we will do our own books in the future. I've got to build superstructure, and I've got to get liquidity before I can do that. And the AIs are cheap.
Cheap-ish.
Yeah.
The good, so there are AIs out there that you can actually get inflections with. You can clone voices, so we could take some of our voices and clone them in as the narrators.
That was one of the ideas we had, was
Right. So there's a lot of things that you can do with some of the top end AI stuff, but that's not cheap, although it's still a heck of a lot cheaper than hiring voice actors.
Yeah.
But the concept is to use the AI books to raise the money to hire the voice actors.
yeah.
So it's just basically
That's
building up capital to get everything done the way we want to get it done.
laying a solid foundation, and it's got to pay for itself.
Yeah, because if y'all are thinking about the old school text to speech automated voices, that is not what AI voices are anymore.
And Nancy volunteers to be a voice.
Well, I can't pay for her to come to Tulsa to our recording studio.
Yeah.
I can't pay for the trip. I can't pay for the lodging. I don't think y'all realize how much of a shoestring Racketeer is on right now.
Slow growth, guys, slow growth. But we'll get there in the end.
And it boils down to, do you want audiobooks or not? We got a bunch of people yelling that we need audiobooks. Okay, you're gonna have to accept what we put out.
Well, okay. That sounds like we're going to serve up whatever on a plate and you're going to take it or not, or leave it. That's not what we're doing. This is why we brought Brian and Keith on, is to do quality control. So we want to deliver the best possible product with the resources we have now. And if Brian and Keith do the research into what we've looked at, because we're looking at possibly 11 labs, there's a couple of other ones out there. And I've listened to voice samples and they sound darned good to me, but I'm also not an audiobook person. So we're asking them to look into it to see if it's good enough before we do this. because if it's not good enough, we will dump the first concept and move on to another concept.
We are
Nancy says it's no longer required for them to come in. They can do the voiceover remotely.
Okay, good.
So that's a piece of the puzzle.
Yeah, that does help.
Oh, Daniel's a good point of contact too from Royal Guard. Yeah, he was at Pecan.
okay.
But if we look into hiring voice actors right now, it's several $1,000s per book. And even if we could front that, we're not going to make enough with the first audiobooks to pay that off. And we can't afford to go that far into the hole for audiobooks to start off. And if we're not doing Audible, our market's going to be small. It's going to be constricted. We're going to be looking at our dedicated readers and consumers, because most people are so far into the Audible ecosystem with their audiobook credits every month that they won't even bother with the whole process of trying to download an audiobook and then upload it onto whatever device they prefer listening to. So we're going to have to convince people that what we're doing is good enough, is worthwhile enough for them to not do the easy thing. So it's going to cost more, and it's not going to be the easy thing. So we're fighting uphill with this.
Yeah.
Which is why audiobook has taken us such a long time to look into, is we have to bring our costs down so we can make it cost effective for the readers. And that probably means AI production right now. So we will see what we find after this initial wave of research. The first concept we're looking at.
Well, Daryl Mayfield, they're saying Daryl Mayfield will be at FinCon.
Daryl Mayfield was at Pecan.
Talking to John Van Stry about not. I've had several long conversations with John Van Stry about this very subject, and he is pulling out of the audio market.
He doesn't make any money.
Yeah.
He's not making money off it.
He's paying voice actors, and when you're looking at several $1,000s per book, making that back again as an indie is darn near impossible.
The only audiobooks he's going to release in the future are the ones that we release for him. He's not doing audiobooks anymore because he can't make any money off of them. And that scares me.
Yeah.
That really makes me nervous.
Yeah, as a business person, you can't go on making a loss year after year. First of all, the IRS will tap you on the shoulder and go, "What gives?" But secondly, the whole thing with Raconteur Press is we want to be able to pay our authors. And being able to pay our authors means we need to be delivering quality products to the readers. And audiobook listeners are readers. It's just a different way of consuming a book.
Yeah.
So,
there's no point. I'll say this from the outside. There's no point in jumping into audio now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know, without doing your research.
Yeah, that's exactly where we are. So we're in the research phase.
I've been doing research for almost a year.
Yeah.
And I researched about as much as I can. So now I brought in fresh eyes to go back over our research and see what I missed, because I missed something.
Yeah. And I've been researching for my own books, trying to figure this out. I actually took 2 of my less popular books and did the Amazon AI voice thing, which isn't bad. It's not great, but it's not bad. However, because Audible allows readers to check the do not show me AI voice books, there's no, I mean, I literally have had nobody's ever listened to either of those 2.
Yeah.
And I will probably unpublish the audiobook versions of them. It was an experiment, and what it showed me is that people are really opposed to the Amazon AI voice. And I understand it, because most people assume that an AI voice is going to be the speech to text. It talks like this, and there's no inflection.
Sonorous,
yeah. It's terrible, and I don't blame them for not wanting that. But the thing is that it has actually started to improve enough that it's no longer bad. Whether or not it's good enough to use, I'm still trying to figure that out because I'm looking at several different programs to do it, and they aren't cheap. The good ones are not cheap.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I've done 9 of my books on True Ravens
mhm,
through them
mhm,
using actual voice actors.
yeah,
And I make between $45 and $50 a month off of it.
yeah, yeah.
So 9 books,
That's not a lot.
that's not a lot. I make maybe $4 a book.
Right, right.
Well, and quite honestly, looking at Audible and the rest of the commercial, let us record your audiobook for you and put it up on Amazon. I want to get chocolates and a kiss first.
Yeah, the percentages that they give
Yeah.
Audible's notoriously terrible with the way that they have that laid out to pay royalties, which is the other reason that we don't want to use Audible, is because it's like, why bother?
Yeah.
You're not going to make
Chocolate
enough,
and a kiss next time.
right? You're not going to make enough to pay your author and your voice actor and your staff if you're us and doing this as a small publishing business.
Castelia did a voice actor for the Law Dog Files. I don't know that I've ever made any money off of it, and the old boy they hired was terrible.
Yeah, and that's the other thing.
Yeah.
With a human voice actor, you can still have a really terrible listening experience.
Yeah.
When my son heard we were thinking about doing audiobooks, he put a hand on my shoulder and he's like, please do not use Will Wheaton as a narrator. And I'm like, well, that wasn't on the table to begin with.
Yeah.
But evidently he's painful to listen to. And my son isn't part of the group that would have been prejudiced against Will Wheaton, other than I guess he reads badly.
Yeah. One of the things is the other option is do profit sharing. The problem is when you start looking at how much you get out of Audible.
Until I can write a program that'll profit share for us, we have to have somebody break down the profit.
Well,
Yeah.
what Jim is talking about is the ACX marketplace,
Yeah.
which is where you put your book up and you get samples from voice readers that are interested in reading it. And then you split the royalties that Audible's going to give you with the voice reader, which is generally a 50-50
Yep.
split. Although if you're a lesser known author, I think it's actually 60 to the voice reader.
Yeah.
Which, when you're talking about the royalties that you get off Audible, you're talking about a teeny tiny amount.
Yeah.
And the good narrators that are on ACX, if there are still any on ACX, I haven't looked at it in a long time.
They wanted $3,000 to $5,000 up front.
Exactly. And if they were willing to do profit sharing, they either weren't all that good or they needed to know that you were going to make them money, so you already had to be well established.
Yeah.
So for a brand new author, that's a terrible option.
And the split, some of them would do profit sharing and upfront.
Yes. Yeah.
So you give
they
them
want an
$2,000
upfront
up front,
and
then they wanted
royalties.
40%
Right.
on the back end.
Right. So it's audiobooks are hard, people.
Yeah.
This is why we're considering this. It's not, I mean, we have no objections to giving voice actors work. It's more that the system is not set up to make that a profitable
But
margin.
when we have to break down, because the author that wrote the things got to get paid. The voice actor that did it's got to get paid. My people that are actually doing the nuts and bolts have got to get paid. My company has to get paid. That is breaking down the pie into smaller and smaller chunks.
Yeah.
Yeah, because if you're talking about, you put it up on Audible and you get, what is it, 15% royalties or something like that. I don't remember the exact.
15 out of $100.
But let's just say that you're talking about teeny tiny amounts by the time everything breaks down. And unless you're using huge volume of audiobooks, which we're not going to, because a lot of our authors are relatively new. And I mean, we're publishing some fantastic books,
Mhm.
but they're new authors. They're just getting known. They don't have a huge fan base yet. So none of this is a good business bet just yet. We're still getting there. We're still
Rick says,
building.
damn, nice strike you got there, Audible. Why do you think I said I want chocolates and a kiss next time?
Yeah. No, I mean, if you go back and you look at the audiobook news the last couple of years, Brandon Sanderson went into the big huge elephant in the bargaining room and got a sweetheart deal for himself and said that he was going to get the same for the other indie authors, and that
Never
didn't
happened.
actually happen.
Yeah, listen to John Van Stry's rant on that.
Oh yeah. So a lot of people
bring sandwiches.
Yeah.
a lot of people were just extremely disappointed. They were betrayed
Yeah.
because they had been hoping that they finally had a bargaining chip, some power in the room with bargaining with Audible, and that didn't happen.
Yeah.
And there isn't any other good alternative out there.
Right.
I know today one of the authors in our Discord was talking about a guy that does Kickstarters for his audiobooks and then mails out thumb drives to the people that
Yeah.
back the Kickstarter. So they get their audiobook on a
Like
thumb
something
drive,
else. I'd like
which is a thing.
I'd like to know if there's any interest in. I have discovered a company that does commemorative USB drive coins. That's a USB. That's a flip out USB drive, and they'll put.
No.
Hang on. They'll put, and these are not very expensive. They'll put the book box on one side, a cover on the other, and we can. If I get 50 of these and upload a PDF of the book, an EPUB of the book, and an audio file of the book, and sell them for like $30 to $45, one of 50, would there be any interest in this?
Most people are not going to touch a thumb drive today.
Yes and no.
security
I think it depends on if they trust where it came from, but we would have to do things like shrink wrap them here
Yeah.
before we sent them out, or tamper-proof seal them. But it's still, I know a lot of people don't want a thumb drive. There are ways to do downloadable files. The problem, Ian, with putting the EPUB and the PDF on there, first of all, I'm not sure why you'd want a PDF if you're going to get an EPUB, but we can't do that with any books that are in Kindle Unlimited. So the audiobook, yes, because that Amazon doesn't have any rights to touch that. So yeah.
That's the other thing. It does take hours and hours. A 400-page book is going to run about 10 hours on Audible.
At least that, yeah.
To make that 10-hour video or audio is going to take the voice actor 30 to 40 hours.
Yeah. That's why we're very firm on we need to pay them appropriately.
Yeah.
That's a hell of a lot of work. And we don't want them to come into this doing royalty shares
I've got
and wind up getting paid pennies.
Fracture Press has got to make enough. We got to pay the author. We got to pay the talent, and we've got to make enough to keep the lights on.
Yeah.
Quite literally right now.
No kidding.
Well, the reason we're kind of in the dark today is replace the light bulbs. It's not the light bulb. It's the ballast.
It's the ballast.
Yep.
And one of those was not handy to get replaced. So we're kind of in the dark in more ways than one.
Yep.
Anyway, book's coming out.
I've been working on hand drawing maps. Well, okay, I say hand drawing. I was using Procreate, which is a digital drawing program, but I have now done something I've never done before. I have drawn maps for Scott Higgins's book, Through a Spyglass Darkly.
Okay.
It's an amazing book, guys.
One of the first ones I read and picked. A little nervous. Not sure how good my taste is.
Oh no, it's good. It's good. Scott's
Yeah, I'm paying you to say that.
No. Not enough to make me say these kinds of nice things. I already like Scott's stuff. His Veterinarian to the Dark Laird series are fantastic. So I walked into this knowing that I was probably in for a treat, and I was not disappointed. So it is just a really fun book. There will actually be maps in it for those of you that like that kind of thing.
It's he's going to have several of them.
Yes, I asked him if there was a series title, and he's like, "Well, I'm planning on a series, so yes, let me come up with a title." So we've got that one, and I'm trying to think what else I've been working on. We just released The Warlord of Greenline Town, which is the next J. Kenton Pierce novel. It's in his Tales of the Long Night series, but it centers around a different main character. So this is book 1 of the Ravati series. He's got a huge series and then sub arcs in it.
His
So
world is
his world is massive.
Yeah.
It's kind of amazing to and we're putting all that in the back of those books too now. I'm starting to put the whole timeline so you can keep track of where you're at with all of his books. So if you love deep, complex books with a quirky sense of humor, Pierce's stuff will put the bill for you.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Pierce, we've got Scott Huggins.
We just released Chris Nuttall's. Okay, so I'm saying released. They're up for pre-order. Pierce's book is up for pre-order, and Chris Nuttall's Crash Landings, book 2 in the Boys Own Starship series. So if you like Timeline Juveniles, or you want to gift a young person of your acquaintance with something that's up-to-date Heinlein Juvenile, Chris Nuttall's Boys Own Starship books should fill the bill for that.
Todd, I submitted all of mine last night
Oh, you're what?
for FinCon.
Oh, I have that. I need to do that. Sorry, Todd. I'm
What
I've
are you,
had a
what are you
lot
having to do?
FinCon panels.
You should have gotten one too.
Do you know how many emails I get a day?
Yeah.
Okay.
Rummage through them.
Put me on whatever panels you think I need to be on. How hard is this?
A lot of moving parts.
Yeah.
Take it easy on them. Tell them what you're interested in.
Oh, we've wasted another hour of your time, folks. Sorry to be kind of Debbie Downer today, but everybody's kind of down today.
I literally, between 7 a.m. when I opened my email and 9 o'clock when I went to get a soda, I literally had over 200 emails pop
Yeah.
in.
Yep. It is daunting some days.
And the reason we're stuck with fluorescents is the owner of the building does not want LEDs. So we're stuck, like Chuck. Yeah. Hey, we're doing this on the cheap more ways than one.
So I need to find a FinCon email about panels.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Remember, folks, don't sweat the petty stuff. Don't pet the sweaty stuff.
Y'all be safe.
And we'll see you on Thursday.
Stay out of Venezuela.
Yeah. Take care all.